It makes me mad when I go to all the trouble of having Martha cook up 100 drumsticks. Then the guy at the Marineland says, "You can't throw chicken to the dolphins. They eat fish." Sure, they eat fish if that's all you give them. Man, wise up.
It's easy just to sit there and say you'd like to have more money. I guess that's what I like about it. It's easy. Just sitting there, rocking back and forth, wanting that money.
Instead of a trap door, what about a trap window? The guy looks out it, and if he leans too far, he falls out of it. Wait, I guess that's like a regular window.
Children need encouragement. So if a kid gets an answer right, tell him it was a lucky guess. That way he develops a good, lucky feeling. If I was the head of a country that lost a war and I had to sign a peace treaty, just as I was signing, I glance over the treaty and then suddenly act surprised. Wait a minute! I thought we won the war!
Remember, kids in the backseat cause accidents. Accidents in the backseat cause kids.
Here's a good thing to do if you go to a party and you don't know anybody. First, take out the garbage. Then go around and collect any extra garbage that people might have, like a crumpled napkin, and take that out too. Pretty soon, people will want to meet the busy garbage guy. You know what's probably a good thing to hang on your porch in the summertime to keep mosquitoes away from you and your guests? Just a big bag full of blood. If aliens from outer space ever come and we show them our civilization and they make fun of it, we should say we were just kidding, that this isn't really our civilization, but a gag we hope they would like. Then we tell them to come back in 20 years to see our real civilization. After that, we start a crash program of coming up with an impressive new civilization. Either that or just shoot down the aliens as they're waving goodbye. If you think a weakness can be turned into a strength, I hate to tell you this, but that's another weakness.
Dad always thought laughter was the best medicine, which I guess is why several of us died of tuberculosis.
I remember how my Uncle Jerry would sit on the porch and riddle all day long. Once he riddled me a toy boat out of a larger toy boat I had. It was almost as good as the first one, except now it had bumpy whittle marks all over it, and no paint, because he had whittled off all the paint.
I remember that one fateful day when Coach took me aside. I knew what was coming. "You don't have to tell me," I said. "I'm off the team, aren't I?" "Well," said Coach, "you were never really on the team. You made that uniform you're wearing out of rags and towels, and your helmet is a toy space helmet."
The most unfair thing about life is the way it ends. I mean, life is tough. It takes a lot of your time. And what do you get at the end of it? A death? I think the life cycle is all backwards. You should die first, then work 40 years until you're young enough to enjoy your retirement. And then, when you're young enough to enjoy it, you do drugs, alcohol, party, then go to school, do all that, and spend your last 9 months warm, happy, and floating, and finish off as an orgasm.
Ah! It makes me mad when people say I turned and ran like a scared rabbit. Maybe I was like an angry rabbit who is going to fight in another fight. Away from the first fight.
I can picture in my mind a world without war, a world without hate, And I can picture us attacking that world because they never expect it.
I think a good novel would be where a bunch of men on a ship are looking for a whale. They look and look, but you know what? They never find him. And you know why they never find him? It doesn't say. The book leaves it up to you, the reader, to decide. Then, at the very end, there's a page you can lick, and it tastes like Kool-Aid. As the light changed from red to green to yellow and back to red again, I sat there thinking about life. Was it nothing more than a bunch of honking and yelling? Sometimes it seemed that way.
I'm not afraid of insects taking over the world. And you know why? It would take about 1 billion ants just to aim a gun at me, let alone fire it. And you know what I'm doing while they're aiming it at me? I just sort of slip off to the side and then suddenly run up and kick the gun out of their hands.